Chapter 2 Motherboard's Message. Meanwhile on Earth, Matt dribbled the ball as Inez tried her best to guard him, but that was easier said than done. Matt was older and a whole head taller than her. "You can't guard me, Nessie," Matt said playfully. "Don't call me Nessie." Inez's face scrunched and turned red. It always made her angry when Matt called her that, and he knew it. Inez straightened out her glasses, gritted her teeth, and, as Matt dribbled to the basket, knocked the ball away from him. "Oh yeah," Jackie clapped from the sidelines. "Girl power, Inez." Inez grabbed the ball and dribbled straight to the basket, determined to show Matt just what she was all about. She jumped up with her might and shot the ball. Bam! Matt came out of nowhere and blocked her shot. Matt smiled gently. "You're just a little too short, Inez. Basketball is for big kids." Inez frowned, but said nothing. Bigger doesn't make him better, she thought. Jackie grabbed the basketball, which had begun to sparkle. "Whoa, check out the ball." She held the glittery basketball out to Matt and Inez. Suddenly, a familiar face appeared inside the basketball. "Motherboard," the kids yelled. Motherboard only contacted them when there was trouble in cyberspace, and trouble usually meant hacker. What had he done this time, they wondered. "Hacker stole power orb," Motherboard sputtered. "What's the power orb?" Inez moved in closer. "Energy source, Senorita," Motherboard stammered. "No power orb? Senorita deleted from cyberspace forever." The kids gasped. "We can help," said Matt. "With power orb, hacker, invincible, enough power to defeat me. Hurry." A circular swirling portal appeared, the doorway to cyberspace. Matt, Jackie, and Inez looked at each other, then jumped in. "Here we go, again," Inez yelled as they all disappeared. Chapter 3 Trouble in Senorita. Senorita was one of the most beautiful cyber sites in all of cyberspace. It was known for its lush cyber forests, silvery mountains, and happy cyborgs, but all of this had changed since the theft of the power orb. Much of the land had already been deleted, and those happy cyborgs were now extremely frightened. They gathered in the cyber town square, listening to their mayor, hoping he could offer some comfort. They were out of luck. "Our communication center has been deleted. It's gone. We cannot contact anyone in cyberspace for help. Our garage of cybercruisers has also been deleted. It's gone too. We have absolutely no way to get our precious power orb back. I don't know what to do." The mayor stopped. His eyes grew as big as cyber saucers. He began to sweat. He looked back and forth quickly, then ran right through the crowd crying, "Help!" The mayor's fright touched off of a panic that swept through the square. "What do we do? We're going to be deleted. Help! We're doomed." "We are not doomed. Calm down. We are not doomed." Biggie's booming voice carried over the mayhem. Everyone stopped talking and turned his way. Someone made it out before the deleting began. "Who?" the crowd cried out. "My son, Izzy. He's already on his way to Hacker." "Izzy? It's all Izzy's fault to begin with. We're doomed." Biggie was about to reply when bzzzt, a portion of the ground in the square began to flicker. Everyone backed away and watched in horror as the ground grew dimmer and dimmer. Soon all that was left was a gaping black hole. Another part of their world had been deleted. That did it. Panic surged through the crowd as Senoritans ran wildly through the streets yelling for help. Biggie just looked up to the cyber skies. "Where are you, Izzy? Can you really save us?" Chapter 4 Power for Sale. Izzy made it to the northern frontier without any problems. He had piloted the Cybercruiser 6 north past the Kluk Cybermoon by way of the Petruba star line without getting lost once. He had landed the cruiser safely beside the gloopy purple river, which gurgled through the northern frontier. He had even traveled over the thorny and desolate desert all the way to Hacker's sleek silver hangar unnoticed. How did Hacker do it? Izzy kept saying to himself. This is all my fault. This is all my fault. This is all my fault. The hangar was Hacker's official bad guy headquarters. He lived there. He crafted his devious plans there. He even parked the Grim Reaper there. But the hangar wasn't enough for Hacker. Even the Northern Frontier wasn't enough. He wanted all of cyberspace, and it looked like he was about to get it, unless Izzy could stop him. Izzy hid behind a small sand dune, peering through the hangar's huge open doors. The hangar was filled with tables, all piled high with Hacker's stuff. There were power packs, rows and rows of energy stabilizers, aisles of booster batteries, a sign over read, "Bad Guy Power Sale, today only." Suddenly, a Mammoth cybership landed next to the hangar, and out streamed a horde of cyberspace's most feared villains. There was Warren the Wayward Genie, Stargoda the Stingy, and Dastardly Devlins, and even Viking Vicky. Hacker walked out and greeted the crowd. He motioned to all the items behind him and put on his best salesman smile. "Today and today only, all my power supplies are for sale. Yes, you heard that right. My power boosters, my bad 5 machines, my recharger chairs, my power optics and generators, my ultra batteries, and it all must go for an expensive overpriced cost, or my name isn't the Hacker." The baddies gave an excited roar and rushed into the hangar. Warren the Wayward Genie grabbed a booster battery pack. Hagortha the Horrid snatched a power rocket. The mummy veered toward the display of portion exciters. "Have fun," Hacker sneered. "I don't need any of it anymore." Buzz and Delete, Hacker's 2 robotic henchmen, struggled in, carrying a purple and green recharger chair. Buzz was a small, round robot with a big mouth. Delete was a tall, thin robot who had missed an important stop on the Borg assembly line. He didn't have all his brain chips. Buzz and Delete were a team, just not a very good one. Delete wavered under the weight of the recharger chair. "Steady, Daddy," Buzz warned. "But Buzzy, it's so heavy." "Whoa, whoa, whoa," Delete slipped. "Yow!" Buzz yelled as they crashed to the ground, the recharger chair falling with them. Hacker stormed in, cradling the power orb in his arms like a baby. "You Dunes bucket sleeping on the job again, eh?" Hacker leered at the tangled mess of Buzz and Delete. Buzz quickly stood up. "Not sleeping, boss, just falling, and crashing to the ground, too," Delete proudly added. "You forgot that part, Buzzy." "Get to the checkout line. There's money to be collected here," Hacker shouted at them. "But boss, why are you selling all your power stuff anyway?" Delete asked. "Because I have the power orb. That is all the power I'll ever need to take over cyberspace. I don't need any of these outdated junky power supplies anymore, so we will sell them all to these second-rate baddies. These wannabes. I make cyber money off of them, get rid of clutter, and then take over all of cyberspace. It's a win-win for me, baby." Hacker laughed and turned away. "I even amaze myself sometimes." Izzy, still hidden behind the small sand dune, watched Hacker go inside a door on the side of the hangar, marked "Stay Out." The door slammed shut behind him. "This is my chance," Izzy thought as he ran around the hangar, stopping at an open window. Peering inside, Izzy saw Hacker seated at a desk, the glowing power orb on the table in front of him. "And now to use this so potent power on me forever. Ha ha ha." Hacker lifted the power orb up to the recharger outlet located on his right shoulder and was about to put it in like a battery. Izzy had to do something now, but what? He picked up a pebble and tossed it through the open window, aiming at the door behind Hacker. Bam! Thinking someone was knocking on his door, Hacker angrily stood up, leaving the power orb on the table. "Who dares interrupt the Hacker?" The Hacker stormed over and threw open the door, but there was no one there. Izzy took a deep breath, then made his move. He quickly pulled himself through the open window and into the room, landing quietly on the floor. He lunged for the power orb and grabbed it, but Hacker turned around. Hey, you're that little cyber runt from Senorita. Hacker ran at him. Give me back my power orb. His face was clenched in anger, circuits popping in his neck. Izzy raced toward the window, but Hacker swiftly pressed a button on the wall. The window slammed shut in Izzy's face. Going somewhere? I think not. Hacker walked slowly around the table toward Izzy. Nowhere to run now, short stuff. There was only one route past Hacker. Izzy took it. He ran under the table and straight out the door, right into the hangar. Stop! I command you! Stop! Hacker hollered. Not only one thing stood between Izzy and saving Senorita, a hangar filled with the biggest bad guys in all of cyberspace, and most of them had already tried many times to steal the power orb for themselves. Izzy had no choice. He ran right at the bad guys and right through them. With the power orb clutched under his right arm, Izzy ducked past the notorious nasties of Nevermind Land. He shimmied around the dreaded Viking Vicky. He even ran under the legs of the Makosho's smell. The large chainer door was getting closer and closer. He was almost there when two tired, mean Twizzlers set down a particularly bulky power generator they just brought and were now running out to their ship. The generator blocked the doorway and Izzy's path to freedom. Izzy struggled to climb over it, but he couldn't reach the top. Too bad you're so small, Tiny Tot. Hacker stood in front of the power generator, towering over Izzy. Give me my power orb now! Izzy put the power orb behind his back. He turned to his right to run, but Buzz stepped in, blocking his way. I don't think so, Buzz laughed. Izzy turned to his left to run, but Delete was already there. Hi, with no other options, Izzy began to backpedal, still holding the power orb behind his back. Hacker, Buzz, and Delete walked toward him, closing in. Izzy stumbled against a green and purple charger chair and ended up sitting on it. I want my power orb, Hacker shouted. Looking down on Izzy, Izzy slipped the power orb into the chair's cushion, then showed his hands to Hacker. I don't have it. Search him, demanded Hacker. Buzz and Delete checked Izzy's hands. They had Izzy empty in his pockets. They looked under their charger chair, but Buzz and Delete could not find the power orb. Hey, that blue glowy ball's disappeared. Buzz was confused. The kid's a cyber magician, Delete was excited. No, he's not, you cyber fool. Hacker looked as if he would blow at any moment. Delete shrugged. Too bad, I like cyber magicians. Take him to the dungeon. I'll find it myself, Hacker screamed. Buzz and Delete whisked Izzy away. No, you can't take me. You're not going to get away with this. No, Izzy yelled. But there was no one left to hear him. The power orb is here somewhere. Hacker sat down on the purple and green recharger chair to think. Just has to be.